little different this run. As you can see, we have the Porsche badges set up, covered, because we got some Mercedes to talk about. I know y'all want to go into the C63, but don't worry about that yet. This one's actually pretty special. So it's the E550, and when I came here, I immediately noticed the really big brakes on this car, and that it's sitting lowered. And I had to ask him, is there something done to this car?
Yes. Yeah, to answer your question, there most definitely is, yeah. So 2012 E550, and she's been modified by Rentec, which is one of our local Mercedes-Benz tune shops. So technically, Richard, talking about the brakes, we went from what was the original factory E550 brakes, which are kind of ugly, small caliper, small rotor, and what we have right now is C63 AMG rotors and calipers. We're running a 13.5-inch cross-drilled rotor in the front, 6-piston caliper, and in the rear is a 11.5 cross-drilled rotor with a 4-piston caliper. The wheel combination that you're looking at are actually 19-inch OEM. The car actually came with 18-inch, but with all the modifications that I wanted to make with the car, these were just a couple of the additional changes that we made. We're also running Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires, so that's kind of the wheel and tire package that kind of came with the car.
Yeah, and I wonder why you needed stickier tires, because isn't this thing tuned also?
Yeah, it is tuned through Rentec. Hartmut Thayer, who is the president and CEO of Rentec, they're up in Stewart right now, which was in 2012 at New Year's Day. And a couple months after that, I went and talked with Hartmut because I wanted to certainly add some modifications to the car, take it away from the stock setup. And so we sat down and talked about some of the options. With the modifications that Rentec did shortly after I purchased the car, I did have the pleasure that after the modifications were made, Hartmut Thayer, the CEO and president of Rentec. And if I remember correctly, Hartmut actually was one of the original engineers that helped start the AMG division back in the early days, if my notes are correct. So I had the pleasure of Hartmut delivering the car to me after all the mods were done. And once he got out of the car, he had a big smile on his face and said, the car's set up really, really nice, almost like a little go-kart. The fact that it's so lowered, very little suspension movement, nice solid car on the road. So he was delighted with it, and as where I am also.
It's definitely a sleeper. I would love to see, maybe I might sprinkle this idea in his head to see if, somebody decided to maybe upgrade turbos or something, intercoolers, or, really make some big power. Because can you imagine you're driving this and this blows your doors off? I'd be pissed, man. What? The fact that you took a regular E-Class and pretty much, it's pretty much an AMG, tuned engine, brakes, suspension, lower than what Mercedes might do from factory, but
yeah, which is kind of interesting because actually a couple of the mechanics at Mercedes, when I bring the car in for service, they were kind of surprised that they didn't take this E550 2012 model and send it to AMG to do something similar to what I did.
Exactly, especially when I saw them on the road together, like going through, like it's such a good looking car, man. What happened, Mercedes? This should have been an AMG, but that's why your car is way cooler.
Yeah.
All right, so speaking of AMGs, the car that everyone really cares about. They're the same color?
Yeah, they're both iridium silver is the color choice back then for the E550 and the C63. I think there were 5 or 6 colors that were optional, but I like the silver iridium as a kind of a GT silver kind of color, very standard and very
classy.
straightforward.
King Kong, Mac Daddy, the coolest of the cool here. Now, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes.
and now you YouTube guys on there who've been in the comments section just love the chit chat, find me a cleaner one. How many miles?
Probably about, if I remember correctly, 1,847 miles before we did the rolling shots today, which you guys will see on the channel.
Yeah, we put some miles in it earlier.
So.
We'll
Yes.
show
She's
some of
maybe
that.
1,900 miles on her after 12 years.
Yeah. So it's literally perfect. There is nothing, you can't find a blemish, a scratch. I mean, it is amazing that you've kept this car in this condition this long.
Well, she's been a garage queen. So, she doesn't go out in the rain, never been driven in the rain.
Never, no water.
No water, nope, never been driven in the rain, never got rained on. Don't take her out during the summer months, let her sit in the sun. So that's why she's still as clean. She's, a low mileage investment for me and kind of just a garage queen.
Now, you did mention something about tuning a while ago. So this has a Rentec treatment also?
Yes, it does. It's got the ECU upgrade. She's also running Rentec titanium long tube headers. Also running a Mercedes-Benz Evolution titanium exhaust muffler. She is lowered also, running the standard C63 AMG brake system. So you're running a 15.35 cross-drilled steel rotor in the front with a 6-piston caliper in the front. And then in the rear is a, I believe, 11.5 with a 4-piston in the rear also. And then another feature to the car with Rentec is we did do a carbon fiber airbox specifically made by Rentec. So here is our plenum air intake, and once again, a Rentec full carbon fiber, along with the actual engine badge with Mercedes, with some of their AMG in the Black Series. That actually is the engine builder with his signature and name and a Mercedes plaque. And yes, it should be clean. It's only got like
literally
1,800
going
miles
everywhere
on
in
that thing.
here, and my fingers are not turning.
Yeah, never been rained on and never will be rained on. So
Immaculate.
gonna keep it as clean as possible.
Nice, very nice. I love this car. Now, I'm sure a lot of the followers, and the subscribers that have come in, they met you with the Porsches, so they know you as a Porsche guy. We have these crossed out.
We figured out how we're going to do this because we are kind of Porsche people. So hopefully nobody's taking any offense to this, but we thought maybe just as a little joke. So hopefully,
this become uniform almost. So I threw it on. We're gonna shoot today. Let me put my Porsche shirt on. We're not even working with Porsches. But on that fact,
yes,
why I'm sure everyone's gonna know. Like, you love Porsches so much. Why the Mercedes?
It's a good question. I guess, I'm just kind of a German guy, even though I've got a couple of Corvettes over there. But a German guy, so, hopeful of maybe one day getting a BMW also, just as a manufactured from Germany. No real special reason. Mercedes-Benz certainly has the name and the reputation for, an excellent produced product. The E550 was pretty straightforward when I purchased her on New Year's Day in 2012, yet certainly I made some changes to it. The C63, I had a good fortune to run into the allocation late in April of 2012, which gave me the ability to make the purchase for the C63 Black Series.
Very nice. I think it's a beautiful combination.
Yeah. And then just a factoid, just to give everybody a little heads up, for 2012, production-wise, for the C63 AMG series, Black Series, there were 800 models produced worldwide. Only 100 of them came to North America. Out of the 100, about 30 went to Canada. A handful went down to Mexico. There were 6 colors. So there were 2 whites. There was a black. There was a gray, a blue, and a silver. So if you do the math, out of 100 in North America, this is probably 1 of 10 here in the country for that year model. But also, Richard, I'm not sure if you know or not, but Mercedes-Benz also produced a track version for 2012.
I think my buddy Alex, which we need to get you guys together now that you bring it up, he has a black C63 AMG, and it has the winglets on the front.
Yes.
So that's a different. So that's a track version, and yours is a street version.
That's correct.
Because his also has a wing.
Right. He's got the track version had, just as you said, the carbon fiber winglets on the front bumper. rear wing, no back seats, and oil differential cooler.
Okay.
On the diff.
Okay.
And also with the AMG package, whether it be the street version or the track version, they did go with the track as far as the suspension setup to 1.1 inches a little further out, so a little wider track for this particular model, whether it was the street version or the track version.
Okay.
So,
Nice. Very nice. Now, I saw some dyno sheets.
yes.
Right?
Yep.
I was looking at these numbers because you had them both tuned by Rentec, and I'm starting to realize this might be a pretty good race. Because we're looking here, right? You have the C63 AMG max power 497, call it 500 horsepower. Right. Torque 443.
Yep.
And then on the E-Class, max power 427, max torque 487. So this would actually be, especially from the start, this would actually be a pretty good race.
If we only had somewhere that we could do something like that.
Yeah, what happened to our track?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, we would be doing, taking it to the track right now because he doesn't mind driving these cars, unlike the Porsches, and we would have done some runs on the track. But I guess we're going to have to figure out how to make something happen in the future.
I think we got some good shots in the rolling shots for the video here, so you get a little taste, but certainly not going to be able to do side by side. We just don't have the area here in West Palm Beach or in Jupiter, Florida, to really do that safely, and especially with as much traffic and police and stuff. It's just not appropriate. So.
Such a shame we don't have a racetrack. But hey, I guess we could segue into some of those shots we got earlier of all the rolling around, right?
Well, I think if we leave it up to our production manager, Mr. Loxley Lennox. Yes.
And we had our drivers here. We had our team drivers.
We have our ladies. Other crew, our team ladies.
Introduce yourself. This is Paige.
Yeah, go.
Romay and Shara. Oh yeah, we just threw them right on it because they've been messing with us this
Thank you, ladies. Thank you. Thank you. All part of the team, all part of the effort.
But a lot of people say this is the best sounding Mercedes engine.
With the titanium long tube headers and that Mercedes-Benz Evolution titanium muffler, she is really sweet, and you can hear it in the video. It's got that V8 grunt to it, like you would with a Mercedes-Benz normally aspirated. Do want to kind of bring to everybody's attention too, as just kind of a little teaser that we do have a new edition that's going to be coming to the garage here, hopefully in a couple weeks with Porsche. And I've probably let it out of the bag already a little bit, but I've taken an allocation of a 2024 718 Spider RS in sepia brown. So it'll be in the same color, Porsche color code as the 2023 Targa 4 GTS, and similar to the 73 911T Targa, which you've seen in the previous video. So we do have that coming to the storage here pretty soon, and we'll have some new YouTube posts to put up with Richard and me and Loxley, and
we're gonna
bring that to you.
Yeah, we'll do a video on picking the car up, and then he does have some braking miles to put on it, but we definitely want to give you guys that 9,000 RPM.
Yes, yeah, 9,000 RPM, almost 500 horsepower, 493 OEM, and 1 year production only. This model that I'm going to be receiving will be production number 544.
Welcome to all the new subscribers, first and foremost.
Yeah.
I forgot to say that. Hi, I'm Richard Mason Hughes. Yeah. This is Richard Ramis. Pleasure to meet you all. We did not think this many people, all these comments. I mean, this guy has to be on there every day responding. Now it's slowed down a lot, but when the video initially dropped, all you guys coming in, I mean, we're definitely overwhelmed, so we're excited.
For sure.
Thank you so much. It's really cool that you guys are really interested in what he has going on, so we're gonna keep it going. We have a lot more planned out, so stay tuned, and like, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff.